There's a whole side of Columbia's history you may not know about, the side demolished during urban renewal in 1960. Several members of the community are trying to make those forgotten places and people visible again with the African American Heritage Trail. KOMU8's Laura Barczewski dug into the history of some of the trail's markers already in place and the ones yet to come.
When you drive down Walnut Street, you may not have known that part of it has a rich history. The block between 5th and 6th Streets was called the Sharp End and used to be home to many black businesses. Now that block is home to a large parking garage, the post office, and a marker to remember this essential part of Columbia's history. I talked to several members of the black community about why it's so important to recognize the things we can no longer see today.
We were a missing minority. We were invisible. We were totally invisible.
Barbara Harrell grew up in segregated Columbia.
It was separate but equal. We grew up separate but equal.
Harrell says she remembers a time when black members of the community couldn't go into certain stores, theaters, and restaurants downtown.
And I am so appalled that I never went to the Missouri Theater because my grandparents said, you won't go in the back of a building and pay the same price and have to go and set up in a balcony. But they forgot. When cold weather, heat goes up, so everybody in the balcony was good and warm. Everybody downstairs was was cold.
So they made their own business district and called it Sharp End.
It provided jobs, it provided entertainment, and something for people to do during that time period. And you had to be of a certain age. You had to have your parents' permission if you were underage, and you're dressed properly to come to down to Sharp End.
But then in 1960, Sharp End was demolished as a part of the Douglas School Urban Renewal Plan, which also took out the majority of black neighborhoods.
There are very few people living who really remember what the Sharp End was like in its heyday. So we're just and because those buildings are no longer there, there's nothing to point to except the marker.
Despite some of these structures being gone for decades, the passion is still alive in the hearts of the community members.
For a city like Columbia to acknowledge its African American history in a very visible way, I think is a rare accomplishment that will set us in a very unique position nationally.
Witt said the next markers to be put in place are at 3rd Street Market, Harvey House, and the Blue and White Cafe. He said they hope to be doing tours of the African American Heritage Trail by next year. And here's what you'll find on our website. We have a whole interactive map that you can click through that has videos and little blurbs about each of the different places on the trail. In the studio, Laura Barczewski, KOMU8 News.